Alright, welcome to my build proof of concept video, or even a build guide if you want. The idea is to use all three elements on a mage and not to be stuck to a certain element. So we are using the elemental nova to do lightning, cold and fire damage at the same time. We supplement it with volcanic orb because we can use it and then cast our nova on top of it, which is really strong. So I'm gonna go quickly through my passives and items. On the passive tree, when you're doing something that scales all three elements, you have to generally scale it. So you have to go crit, you have to go elemental damage and spell damage. There's no point just pushing fire damage or pushing lightning or cold damage affixes. But this game does have the affix of spell damage and increased elemental damage, so it's not that difficult actually. Alright, mage. Elementalist, it increases all three damage types, good for us. And of course crit chance, crit multi, mage flurry, cast speed, some int, some res. You should probably fill this up later on to get your health and mana a bit higher. On to the sorcerer. We are going to take a spell crit chance, 160%, so all 8 points there. Again, spell damage, mana regen, int, mana, arcane momentum. It might be good, it might not be that good, but I use it, so you can use something else if you like, but it's not that powerful and it does take 5 points. But afterglow, spell damage, must-have thing. Arcane insight, just 1 point. At proxy, so whatever. Spellslinger, you go all the way up to 5 points. Mana regen and spell damage. Elemental ascendance, again, all 8 points there. Crackling precision is really good because our elemental nova does have a lightning tag, which means we get double effect, which is 160, same as calculated destruction, so we crit all the time. You can go distant spark if you want. I'm not using it, but to the end, to fill up the tree, you can use archmage, which is really good. We do have above 200 maximum mana, so we get triple of this effect. Yeah, that's the tree. You can fill the points as you see fit after you have gotten all that I've shown you. You can go defensive or you can get some more damage. Items. Alright, I did not want to put my items that I found on my other characters, just to see if this build is doable. You know, you can get a build that works really well once you have all the items and you're level 90. I wanted to make a build that performs well alone, that you can pick up at the start of the game as a fresh character and just play it. So the unique item we're using is the Ashen Crown. It drops very frequently, so it's not that hard to get. Before you get it, you just play as you would normally play. So the Ashen Crown is an item that allows us to cast our nova at the cursor, so it's not casting on top of us. And scaling this build, you have to get crit multi, spell damage, elemental damage, critical strike chance. So basically general modifiers. You don't want to focus on cold damage, lightning damage, or fire damage. For example, right there I have a belt that gives us cold lightning because I haven't found anything better. It's just a belt that I crafted myself. On the idols, these would be perfect. Increased lightning damage when you have lightning aegis, and elemental damage, which is now fire, cold, lightning right now, if you have, and which is doubled if you have above 300 mana. Okay, so cap your resistances, crit multi, spell damage, elemental damage, critical strike chance, life, and then fill your resistances. On to the spells. Nova. We take Luminaire, which makes our Nova channeling ability, and then we take Silent Spark, which disables the lightning nova that we picked up here. And since we haven't taken Fire or Ice Nova, it re-enables the basic Elemental Nova, which you're seeing right now. Okay. Damage and area, crit. Simple stuff. Volcanic orb. You can, on your other skill that you will be using as a damage skill, you can use whatever you want. So there is a lot of options here. You can maybe use fireball or lightning blast, you know, or even ice barrage to that point. You can play with it a little bit and see what works for you. But I like volcanic orb because I said you can throw it and then just cast your novas on top of it, and it works well. We scale it by using damage, and of course piercing embers, more shrapnel, extra proj. It's a good spell. Onto the ward. I'm playing with it. I played with it a little bit, and it's very versatile as well. You can go for dual ages, which allows you to have another charge, but I prefer having mana regen. So I'm pushing all the way to Varmt, which allows me to regenerate more mana when I do use it. Infusion gives you more damage when it's up, but as I said, if you can get these idols that always have lightning damage while you have lightning ages, you can then use lightning ward to convert your fire ward into a lightning ward, and then you are getting a big damage buff. Focus. The most important thing is revelation, and then do whatever you want. I use mana flooded and desperate meditation to get more mana, iron stance to get more armor, and prism barrier to get more ally res as I'm channeling it. The way you use it is, let's say you're casting, you're killing stuff. I always channel it until I get that burst after 1 second, then I keep running, and when it's up again, I'm gonna channel again until I get that burst, which we get from the revelation. After channeling for 1 second, you get that 20 mana and 60 ward burst. Teleport, again, as you see fit. I do recommend going for time dilation, Jesus, so you can get that buff from cold resistance and armor. Also resonant plasma, fire res, lightning res, stun avoidance, which is all then increased by this. I use an unexpected copy and decoy position. So when you cast your teleport, it spawns 2 decoys and they draw aggro, which gives you so much breathing room to regenerate your mana or just to get away from a certain enemy group. Back to the teleport. I do recommend now filling for the elemental affinity, so when you do teleport you get increased elemental damage. So that would be it. I'm gonna show you some gameplay and so you can see how the build works.
calling a halt, Donnie?
Yeah. Such a beautiful game.
What's wrong?